Within animal communication research, vocal labeling is a term used to describe instances where animals consistently utilize certain acoustic signals when shown a specific object. For example, if I were to see my friend Jim from afar, I would yell, "Hey Jim," and more than likely, only people with the name Jim would turn around to see who was calling their name. Using learned signals to label objects is a major construct in the human language, however, rare in non-human communication systems. Bottlenose dolphins have shown a great deal of potential when it comes to this specific topic because they are capable of vocal production learning and are able to learn arbitrary signals to signify the presence or absence of any given object. Researchers have observed many different species, including songbirds, hummingbirds, parrots, bats, seals, and pinnipeds. Out of these species, the only animals that have the ability to use arbitrary learned signals are parrots and dolphins. However, parrots are able to talk in a human-like fashion. Unlike parrots, bottlenose dolphins exemplify vocal labeling in a much different manner. Bottlenose dolphins develop and utilize individually distinctive signature whistles. Signature whistles are distinctive whistles that dolphins will call out to announce the identity of the owner to that specific whistle. Signature whistles are learned by dolphins and added to their vocal repertoire at a young age. Most mammal whistles are reliant on the morphological differences between their calls, like a bear's different roars, where dolphin signature whistles differentiate within the frequency modulation pattern of each whistle. In many cases, when dolphins meet one another, they will exchange signature whistles before joining each other. Dolphins also obtain non-signature whistles, which exemplify communicative value. However, they are much less fit to individually address someone due to the fact that their frequency modulation patterns are not distinctive. To test this, researchers went out on a boat and followed different groups of bottlenose dolphins so they could record their signature whistles. Once the whistles were recorded, the researchers used the signature identification method to identify each whistle. They then played back the whistle they had just recorded to mimic the real whistle or played control whistles of either unfamiliar animals from a different population or familiar animals from the same population. They found that when the copy of a dolphin's own signature whistle was played, 8 out of 12 dolphins responded back to their signature whistle. When the familiar whistle was played, only 2 out of 12 dolphins responded back with that same whistle. When the unfamiliar whistle was played, no dolphins whistled back anything. The researchers then used blind observers with sound analysis experience to rate the similarity of whistles on a scale of 1 being low similarity to 5 being high similarity. Any score that is greater than 3 is considered the same whistle. As you can see in this chart, the copy response scored a high at 4, the non-copy response scored a 2.4, the familiar control whistle scored around a 2, and the unfamiliar control whistle scored barely above a 1. So you can see here how big the difference is in whistle responses. So what is the conclusion of all this? Evidence from this study has shown that bottlenose dolphins can utilize signature whistles in order to address one another. Don't believe me? Well, you go dive into the ocean yourself then.